Hello, so I've got the funny Swiss helmet on because we're here to talk about a Swiss rifle. Now, amazingly, I didn't realise they were ever this cheap. Obsolete Calibre Schmidt-Rubin rifles don't cost all that much compared to like the price of deactivated and sort of antique guns in the UK. So, like my Martini Henry, this is another antique gun, in the sense that it's live, fully functional, but doesn't class as a firearm in the UK unless you go to shoot it, because I don't know if it's because it's before they're a certain date or whatever. I don't know what makes them antique or obsolete calibers. But this one falls onto the list, and I'm very happy it does because it's a really cool rifle. Now, to mention about why that's weird is because British Lee Enfield rifles don't fall onto the obsolete or antique caliber list. Sort of German Mauser rifles don't. As far as I'm aware, Italian bolt action rifles, the Kakano, whatever it's called from World War II, doesn't fall on that list. Japanese Arasakas don't fall on that list. Russian Mosin Nagant rifles, or the Finnish versions of the Mosin Nagants, don't fall into it. But for whatever reason, the Swiss bolt action rifles do. Now, I don't know if it's because of the weird straight pull bolt, but I'll demonstrate that in a second. But as you can see, it's a big boy rifle. I'm not the tallest of people, but as you can see, if I put the buttstock on the floor, it comes to here only. So it's pretty tall, this gun. It's pretty unwieldy in a sense, but it is lovely. And again, it's Swiss, so one of the premium manufacturers of firearms, I'd say, in the world. They make very good watches and they make very good guns, the Swiss. So as I said, it's a straight pull bolt. Now, just to clarify this for all the people that get worried about this and don't understand this sort of stuff. As I said, it's only a Section 1 firearm if I was to load it and shoot it. I don't have any ammunition for it at all. I don't even have inert rounds for this one because they didn't have any of the inert rounds in stock when I ordered it, otherwise I'd demonstrate cycling it. But I can dry fire it, and I know some people whinge about dry firing. I've checked all the barrel and it's all totally okay, so if you were to have one of these in fireable condition, you had a Section 1, I can't see a reason why you couldn't do it. Some people were saying with my Martini Henry, oh, I don't think you should shoot that, it's so old now, and like I said, I'm not going to shoot it anyway, but some people are like, oh, it looks like somebody sawed into the barrel, and when I checked with a torch, nobody had, but there was a bit of a mark on it. But anyway, let's show you the straight pull bolt action. So if I can get all this in frame, so the bolt handle's where you'd expect a bolt handle to be, but it just comes straight back. So there you go. That's the bolt coming straight out the back. As you can see, really nice conditioned bolt. And then of course, what you do is put the bolt back forwards. And then that's your, essentially, almost like your firing pin. You'd aim, shoot. So if you twist that to this side, that puts it on safe. So, as you can see, it doesn't engage the trigger anymore. That's to shoot when it's straight back like that. I can pull the bolt out if you want to see what this looks like without a bolt in it. So, as I said, it's a bit difficult to do because of how big the rifle is, but there's just a little bit on the side here for removing the bolt, so it's quite a stiff bolt. So let's try and do this without. Probably easier if I put them on the ground to do it, I think. So because this is a good old strong mechanical rifle, where all the bits were obviously designed to be a bit idiot-proof. So let's get this fucker out, which I can't do. Too weak, and I've wedged it between the wall and the wardrobe there. Brilliant, right. Because the problem is this bit's on a spring. Let me just try pulling the bolt back first. There we go, and now doing that bit. I don't know if that will make it easier or harder. Ah, that's a lot easier. Okay, that's probably where I was going wrong. So, here's the bolt, if you're interested in the bolt assembly. So as I said, it's the straight pull design. So yeah, it says 112712 on there. I don't know if any of that is the date, but yeah, if you're interested in an old Swiss bolt assembly, there you go. Right, now let's show you the gun without the bolt in it. So, you can actually see all the way through it there. So obviously this bit here is where the magazine is, but I don't think the mag detaches, because there's an actual bit where the mag can go up and down, like that. But I'm assuming that's just for reloading it. In terms of to make it easier to pop rounds in or something, I'm not actually sure. But the mag doesn't seem to want to come out easily. I assume you have to undo some screws to get the mag to come out. But anyway, the point I was going to say is, that's where the mag well is. There you go, there's the looking through the gun. Like I said, it all seems in good condition. I haven't oiled the barrel out yet. I will give this a bit of a clean up. If you're interested in marks on the stock and everything, I have to be careful not to take the light out here. There's the stock. See some markings on there. And then if you're interested in the numbers on the gun, if I can get them in frame without, again, knocking everything away, because the size of this thing is pretty immense. Also, if I can get a bayonet for this at some point, I certainly will, because it'd be really nice to get a bayonet for an old gun like this. There's some of the numbers. I'm knocking everything off the wall. But yeah, it looks like P33. I don't know if that's a date, but I've already killed the NBC sort of hazmat type suits there with that. The dust suits. But yeah, lovely old rifle, isn't it? So as I said, I've not got a section 1. I've got no ammo for it, you know, so it's all perfectly legal. Just as an antique, it'll be being locked in the gun safe when I'm not using it. But yeah, D&B Militaria have these, and they're not too much money considering. Really nice sort of old roller coaster style sight there as well. So there you go, Swiss Schmidt-Rubin Rifle. The Swiss used these from the late 1800s, I believe, you know, about the same time everybody else in Europe started using bolt-action rifles, up until the 1950s, when the Sturmgewehr 57, or whatever they called it, the SIG 510, came in to replace it when they essentially had a battle rifle. But yeah, this is one of those guns that I think is quite popular in a lot of countries, you know, where people shoot bolt actions, just because, for whatever reason, their surplus is pretty cheap. And I guess maybe it's because the Swiss kept them all in good condition, and then eventually just surplused a lot of them, rather than it being a case of, you know, let's destroy old guns, because why not? Like apparently Britain's going to do with all the Lee Enfields in 22 long rifle, you know, the cadet rifles. I've not looked into that too much, but it's quite depressing that they're like, yeah, let's crush those guns. So there you go. This is a lovely old Schmidt-Rubin rifle. You know, I don't know if the Swiss talk like that, or that is more of a German stereotype, but this is my Schmidt-Rubin rifle. So there you go, with the Swiss Civil Defence helmet on, the bright yellow Stau helm.